Today we're taking a look at the Atlanta Hawks vs Philadelphia 76ers match, which is happening on Tuesday, June 8, 2021, and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. If the Hawks cover or pull a second straight upset, their guards must continue making shots at a high level while Young is the best player on the court. DeAndre Hunter, knee, will be a game-time decision on Tuesday, while Kris Dunn, illness, and Cam Reddish, Achilles, remain out. Atlanta has an excellent record against the spread at 44-33-1 and has covered in 5 of its 6 postseason games so far, while winning outright as an underdog in 3 of those. Overs are 37-41 for the Hawks, including 2-4 in the playoffs after Sunday's series opener easily cleared the total of 219.5. The Hawks enjoyed a strong offense this season with an average of 113.7 points per game on 52.6% shooting from 2 and 37.3% from 3. After starting the season as one of the worst defenses in the league, Atlanta was much better the last 2 months, grinding its season numbers to 111.4 points per game on opponent shooting splits of 53.4% from 2 and 34.9% from 3. Young has been one of the most productive players in the NBA at 25.3 points and 9.4 assists per game, while only getting better during the playoffs. Clint Capella has stuffed the stat sheet with 15.2 points, 14.3 rebounds, and 2.0 blocks per game on 59.4% shooting from the field. Atlanta does have one major injury concern, as key winger DeAndre Hunter is a game-time decision due to a knee problem. Cam Reddish hasn't played since late February due to an Achilles injury and is close to returning. Kris Dunn is ruled out for Tuesday with an illness. Young dominated in the Hawks' first half-scoring deluge on Sunday as he got downhill against the 76ers defense and made great decisions to get his team quality shots after that. Whether the defense gave him a pull-up 3, a floater, or a pass to an open roller or shooter, Young made the right decision while his teammates converted on open looks. If he can continue getting downhill against the 76ers defense, the Hawks will win the series. If the 76ers win and cover as home favorites in Game 2, Embiid must dominate while the 76ers make more shots and do a better job of limiting Young's shot creation. Embiid's knee is questionable to play Tuesday. Embiid scored a game-high 39 points on Sunday as the 76ers outscored the Hawks by 13 points in his 38 minutes on the court, but they were outscored by 17 points in the 10 minutes where he was on the bench. With his lingering knee injury, expect him to play a similar amount of time, but not the whole game, on Tuesday. The 76ers were dominated when they played 5 bench players at times on Sunday, and Coach Doc Rivers must do a better job of limiting those lineups by staggering his starters' minutes. The Hawks really destroyed the 76ers early in Game 1. The 76ers pushed back in the second half after adjusting defensively and making it much harder for the Hawks and Young to get into rhythm. Expect Simmons on Young to make. Philadelphia's revamped defense is better than in previous seasons with an average of 113.6 points per game on shooting splits of 53.1% from 2 and 37.4% from 3. The 76ers are one of the best defenses in the NBA across the board, allowing 108.1 points per game on 51% shooting from 2 and 36% from beyond the arc. Per shot quality, The 76ers were expected to outscore the Hawks by 7 points in Sunday's 4-point loss. Expect the Hawks to continue outsourcing their expected points as they have a handful of elite shot makers, but the 76ers must improve their poor shooting and shot selection in Game 2. The 76ers made just 10 of 29 threes, 34.5%, on Sunday while making only 24 of 35, 68.6%, their free throws. They must also limit their turnovers as they committed 19 turnovers that led to 28 Hawks points. Embiid is likely headed for a second-place finish in the MVP voting with an average of 28.5 points, 10.6 rebounds and 1.4 blocks per game on 51.3% shooting from the field. Tobias Harris enjoyed a resurgent season, piling up 19.5 points and 6.8 rebounds per contest on 51.2% shooting from the floor. The 76ers started off in a drop scheme defense on Sunday while Danny Green guarded Young. This allowed Young to get downhill and into the paint, which spelled trouble for the 76ers. The 76ers adjusted and blitzed the pick and rolls with Young later in the game as they mounted a comeback effort, but it was simply too little too late. After giving up 74 first-half points, the 76ers held the Hawks to just 44 points in the second half. The Hawks really destroyed the 76ers early in Game 1. The 76ers pushed back in the second half after adjusting defensively and making it much harder for the Hawks and Young to get into rhythm. Expect Simmons on Young to make a difference defensively on Tuesday as Embiid is the best player on the court in a 76ers win. My first betting advice for that game is to pick 76ers minus 5.5. The Atlanta Hawks sent a message in Game 1 of their series with the Philadelphia 76ers. The Hawks beat the top-seeded Sixers 128-124, but the reality was, the Hawks led comfortably most of the way until a late Sixers rally. The Hawks were hot from three-point range, draining 20 of 37 from long range. They also forced 19 Sixers turnovers. The Atlanta Hawks will look to take a surprising 2-0 series lead after stealing Game 1 by a final score of 128-124 last time out. Trae Young led the charge, posting a team-high 35 points and 10 assists, hitting 4 threes while John Collins and Bogdan Bogdanovic each had 21 points, with Bogdanovic drilling 5 threes while Collins shot an efficient 7 of 9 from the floor with 3 triples. Kevin Huerter added 15 points on 6 of 9 shooting with 3 threes while Clint Capella added 11 points with a team-high 10 rebounds for the double-double to finish off the double-digit scoring for Atlanta in the win. Young leads the Hawks in scoring and assists this postseason with 30.2 ppg and 9.8 apg, while Bogdanovic is averaging 15.5 ppg and John Collins is averaging 13.7 ppg. DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter and Clint Capella each have double-digit scoring averages in the playoffs as well, with Capella putting up 10.2 ppg and 12.8 rpg to lead the Hawks on the glass and average a double-double per game. As a team, Atlanta is averaging 108.2 ppg on 45.2% shooting from the field, 37.7% from behind the arc and 84.8% from the foul line, while allowing 100.8 ppg on 41.7% shooting from the field and 34.4% from 3 in their last 5 games. Trae Young continues his breakout playoff run as he dropped 35 points with 10 assists. Young has really elevated himself up a level in these playoffs. John Collins and Bogdan Bogdanovic each had 21 points while Kevin Huerter had 15 points. Bogdanovic dropped 5 three-pointers while Young had 4 three-pointers. Clint Capella added 11 points and 10 rebounds. There was some question as to whether Joel Embiid would play in Game 1 after hurting his knee in the Wizards series. Well, Embiid played, and he played great, but the Sixers still lost at home, and that has to be concerning for the Sixers. The Sixers shot 55% and out-rebounded Atlanta and still lost. It mainly came down to three-point shooting. The Philadelphia 76ers will look to even up the series at 1 win apiece following their loss to the Hawks last time out. Embiid was his typical self with 39 points and 9 rebounds, while Tobias Harris had 20 points and 10 rebounds. Ben Simmons had 17 points and 10 assists with 4 steals, while Seth Curry drained 21 points with 5 3-pointers. The only silver lining was that the Sixers were down 20 at half and came back string in the second half to only lose 128-124. The Sixers have no injuries heading into Game 2. My second betting advice for that game is to pick over 222.5. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.